Well, I'd love for you to kind of introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about you, your company, and why you came to the event.
Great. So my name is Dutta. I've been in advertising for quite a while now, mostly in the online space.
Okay.
I'm currently with Pinterest, and prior to that, I was at Google. And one of the reasons why I came here is because I think there's a big shift in how businesses operate. And I think there's a big opportunity for marketers to truly look at end to end how our customers behave and how we can engage throughout the customer life cycle.
I would love to understand where you think AI fits in to kind of what Pinterest is doing, because that obviously there's a lot of people talking about that. When you looked at what's the new great thing for 2018, everyone is talking about it.
Absolutely.
So tell me where you think your company is going to fit in there.
Absolutely. So we have invested significantly in computer vision and artificial intelligence. As you know, Pinterest as a platform is really all about pinning your ideas. And those ideas are typically in form of images. Now, when we think about an image, there's a lot of contextual information in it. It's just not what the image is, what's sort of in the image itself. So we heavily use AI specifically around computer vision to identify what these objects are. So how does this translate into a real experience, right? So one of the things we know for sure is when customers or when pinners come to Pinterest, they're really looking for ideas. In fact, 90% of our pinners are really looking for things that they would like to do in their real life, purchase. And 97% of our searches that happen on Pinterest are unbranded. What that means is people haven't really made up our mind. So one of the ways we sort of activate this intent is when somebody goes and looks at an image on Pinterest, we can actually pinpoint the individual objects inside it. So as an example, if it's a picture of somebody's living room, and you like the living room, but you specifically like the sofa in the living room, you can actually zoom into it. And with our technology, we can not only identify it's a sofa, but also surface other similar types of sofas, some of which you can actually buy. Or if it's clothing, you can actually identify what is the style of the outfit and have different outfits and where you can buy. We call that shop the look. But those are some of the innovations that we are putting forward to activate what our customers really want from us, which is not just a place to sort of articulate their ideas, but more of a place that they can actually do them in their real life.
Right.
We're basically doing deep image recognition and surfacing recommendations on what we see, right? So our stuff is, it's similar to sort of what Spotify does, right? Spotify understands music taste.
Yes.
We are building what we call a taste graph, which is people's taste. So it's pretty much algorithmic in that sense. Now, like every company, every now and then something obviously goes not right because it's an algorithm.
Sure.
And we have processes in place, ways to flag content, etc., so that we can take it down. But we do provide, from the experience side of the house, we're working a lot around making sure that if somebody finds something that is not right, that we can respond to it, act on it extremely rapidly and take it down. Because at the end of the day, these are large-scale platforms,
Sure.
and it's
There's always something.
there's always something somewhere that inadvertently creeps, and our goal is not to do that, but sometimes it does happen.
So you don't ask for a lot of profile information in your platform. Have you had people asking for that, kind of marrying that behavioral piece or the other demographic piece on the back end, and then really putting that to make a richer experience? Or you find that what you guys are doing is working really well and it's just a different part of the advertising
We
spectrum?
believe it's a different part of the advertising spectrum. I think a lot of traditional advertising has been very focused on the last click part of the attribution. We like to believe that customers just don't end up at the last click. There is a lot of things that a customer actually does And that's the value that we offer to our advertisers when they're actively considering what to buy, when they're actively thinking around what is it they actually want to do. That's the time we want to introduce a brand. That's the
Right.
time we want to use a recipe, right? So that they can say, oh, I may actually want to do this via scratch, but hey, I can actually use partly pre-made materials and still get to the
Yes.
similar outcome,
Yes,
right?
that is a very good example for busy people. So, when you think about 2019, what are you most excited about as far as kind of where the market's going, new technologies, new innovations?
I think the industry is at a very interesting time. This is, data and analytics. This conference is all about that. But I think this year has been a very sobering moment for the industry, as we have all seen, right?
Absolutely.
I think there's power in data, but also with that comes a lot of responsibility. And I think as an industry, more than what I see in my company, as an industry, I think everybody has become a lot more conscious, even in the conference, how many conversations there were around GDPR.
Right, no, it's-
What does GDPR mean in this context? How tightly should it be regulated? And I think those are absolutely the right questions to answer, right? Because while we want data, there's an ethical way, a right way to use that data, and it should be based on consent and so on and so forth. So I do believe there is a good opportunity for all of us as the industry leaders to really think about what does that path forward look like, because every challenge in my mind comes also with equally good opportunity. So that's, I think, one of the directions. I think the industry as a whole is also pivoting more and more towards customer experience, not just the acquisition part of the funnel, but how do we create more delightful experiences? And some of it is via data, but a lot of that is via other technologies, etc. The number of machine learning based technologies on how to do stuff differently. How do you use tools like chats to really start the journey, have a more interactive dialogue at scale? Right? Because email is a little bit of a, you fill up your information, it goes into some void, somebody looks at it, responds to it. Chat is far more engaging, right? Especially if the customer is looking for information on the app, on the website. So I think those are some of the other areas of investment that I think a lot of companies will continue to make, in addition to sort of just the acquisition.
Yeah. When you're looking at other markets around the world, which markets are you most excited about? Which are the ripest for expansion for you in your
So
mind?
we just announced our expansion to France and Canada.
Okay.
So we're very excited about those markets. And obviously in 2019, we're going to continue to look at more of the European markets. We've been in the UK and all of the English-speaking markets for a while,
which makes
but
sense.
now it's for us to sort of figure out the rhythm for the international markets, non-English markets. And the great thing is, a very large portion of our user base is international. So we have not monetized them. We have not provided a channel for advertisers to engage with them. We have not provided a channel for creators to engage, and those are areas that we're going to invest in more.
Oh, that's very good, because you've already got a built-in base, kind of just really deciding how to capitalize on them. That's really exciting.
It's a good time for us.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. I know it's kind of drawing to a close, but it was very interesting to talk to you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.